Wow, you've been dealing with one of my favorite topics, metta. Oh my goodness. So the parami of metta is really about growing the range and the ability and the capacity for our heart minds to feel friendliness and goodwill. All of us have some amount of metta. That's where we begin. We have a certain amount of metta towards certain people or animals or plants or places where we naturally feel a sense of connection, where we naturally feel a sense of resonance, and we feel at ease in our skin. And this parami builds on that. It builds on what is already here, and it deepens it and widens the experience of friendliness. That's what it's all about, deepening and widening that experience. And there are people and animals and places and even parts of us where we don't feel particularly friendly. We don't feel friendly towards them, where we shut down, where we tune out, where we judge, where we feel aversion and fear and anxiety. Now, we can't stop our initial reaction. We actually can't control it, because every moment of every day, our hearts and our minds, our chitta, the heart mind, is quickly assessing whether something is pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. That's Vedana, feeling tone, which signals us to react to I like, I want more of this, I don't like, keep it away, or I don't really care. It's not even on my radar. Those are the three moves of the heart. These initial reactions, we can't stop them, but we can learn to see them. And by seeing them, then we can begin to apply or engage the balm of metta, BALM, balm of metta. So how do we grow our hearts beyond their typical range? How do we begin to include all of the people and all of the places and our where we don't like? How do we fold them into the field of goodwill? By noticing all of the places when friendliness and goodwill are hard to feel. All of the places and the times when we can't generate it. We want to notice that, because that's the first order of business. We can't do anything until we see it. So we deliberately train our hearts and our minds to notice when we're not feeling friendly. And then we deliberately bring goodwill forward. This doesn't happen automatically. Goodwill doesn't happen automatically. We can't control the initial reaction that we might have, right? But what we can do is we can train ourselves to notice the trouble spots and then begin to engage it. So I'd like to offer 3 examples from yesterday's adventure to the doctors. The first is the subway. Bill and I gave up driving a car 7 years ago. We live in the city, and so we take the subway all the time. I love being on the subway. It's kind of the melting pot of the city. You never know who's going to show up in your car. And so I like to practice metta when I'm on the train. Well, yesterday, the doors closed. I sat in my seat, the doors closed, and someone began to very loudly kind of it's almost yelling, but they were talking very loudly. They wanted everyone in the car to see them or to hear them. And it was uncomfortable. And you could see everyone in the car was uncomfortable, right? And so the first thing that I felt, I was aware, I was like, oh, there was like that feeling of shock when somebody starts to yell kind of loudly in the car. Like, okay. The next thing that I noticed was fear. I had this flash of fear that kind of flashed through my body. And okay, I was aware of that. And so I felt those 2 things and then quietly calmed myself down, just like, there, my darling. Closed the eyes. And seriously, I imagined all of you sitting here with Bill, and I began practicing metta. Now, sometimes I'll use phrases. I will use phrases because the phrases actually just begin to hold the mind in the direction of what I'm trying to aim for. So I might use a phrase like may you be safe, may you be happy, may you be at ease. Sometimes I'll just use one word like love or peace or friendliness, whatever word kind of comes to me. or I'll just reflect on, just like me, this person wishes to be safe and comfortable and at ease, just like me. And they're clearly not in that moment, right? So, metta is a great practice out in the world when it's very chaotic and it feels stressful, just to find a little like orient the attention toward that experience of comfort and ease and kindness in here and kindness out there. That was the first time, the first instance. And then the second example happened when I just finished seeing the doctor. I went into the bathroom of all places. I'm in the bathroom, and it's a single bathroom, like a toilet and a sink. And across from the toilet is a poster. And the poster, the top word was kindness. And then there were these like 4 stanzas, but really what they were, the stanzas were pointing to, we're all in this together. Thank you for taking care of yourself, for coming to this moment, taking care of yourself, and let's be kind to all of the people who are working here, because they're caring for you too, and they're also dealing with the unpredictability of life. And I thought it was like such a lovely message, right? It certainly captures one's attention, right? You're sitting on the toilet and you're looking right across at the sign, right? Beautiful place to put it. Obviously will likely look, but in a public space, to have a little reminder of being kind, right? And we need these little handholds, because during the flurry and the rush of our day, the stress of our day, we tend to just kind of be in our stuff. We don't think about other people. We don't think that the cashier might have just had a death in the family, or just received some other bad news, or the customer before might have been really unkind. We don't tend to think about that because we're dealing with our business. We're not thinking about them. But actually, whenever we're out in the world, we are interacting with others. And just like me, the person the nurse who was taking care of me, I wish that she might be safe and feel happy, and also feel appreciated for her work during the day. I always like to thank the people who offer me care. And I thanked her. We had a lovely little exchange. But that little poster is like a Post-it note. You know how I'm always encouraging you to put Post-it notes in different places in your house. Well, right there was a good one for me. Then the third one came as I was walking out of the doctor's office. I have a friend who lives nearby the place that I was, and the person we've been estranged a bit for the past couple of years. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I actually called Bill and verified this. I said, I'm just going to do it. I went into the gift shop. I bought a card, and I thought, if she's not there, I'm going to stick the card in her door. But I went over to her house. I knocked on the door. At first, nobody answered. And then I sat there on the porch, and I wrote out the card, and then I went up to the door. And one more time, I thought I saw someone like in the back room, and I just rung the bell. And sure enough, she was there. And the moment she saw me, she came outside, and we gave each other this hug. And it was like no words needed to be said. Not a single word needed to be said. We didn't speak. We just hugged. And it was in that hug, you could feel like the sense of reconnection. And part of metta, part of friendliness, is learning how to hold connection through disconnection. I haven't thrown you out of my heart because there's been a little, some little, rub or mishap. I haven't thrown you out of my heart. No. I'm going to find a way to extend the olive branch and let you know that no matter what, whenever you're ready, I'm here. Can't always do that, but when we can, what a beautiful gesture. What a beautiful gesture. And these are hard moves. Again, metta is about, we're growing metta in the places where metta is not usually found. Right? This is the parami of metta. So we learn how to coax it, how to nurture it, how to kindle it, bring it forward, especially when it's hard to feel. Notice when unkind, ungrateful, judging thoughts are present. Just notice that, right? Take a breath. Withdraw unwise attention from that kind of unhelpful thinking. Tether attention to the breath to the body to the ground, and then come back in here and just offer deliberate kindness to the upset. At the very least, we can hold the hard feelings that we're experiencing inside. We can hold them with kindness. At the very least, we can whisper kind words into our ear. You're still a good person. You're still a good person. Even though you feel this way, even though you did this, you're still a good person. This is how we grow the heart of Metta. We can do this. It's for our welfare. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for your kindness. Okay. And now, with kind eyes, I'd like you to turn the attention to the physical body and give it some love and open it up. Make a little more breathing room. Give the crankiness, the tight places, a little more attention. And as you're gently moving, taking some nice full inhalations, nice full exhalations. Freshen up the interior. And begin to feel into a comfortable posture, as comfortable as it can be at this time. Maybe gently closing the eyes if that feels supportive, and letting go of the outside world. And very deliberately turning the attention inside. Right here, perhaps taking a few deeper than usual inhalations and deeper than usual exhalations. So we open up the interior, make some space, and soften and settle all the way down through the body into the base onto the ground. So we're encouraging the body and the body to come in for a landing, and breathing to feel more comfortable in itself. These are acts of kindness. And for the next little while, let's really form the intention to come out of our usual way of thinking and keep orienting back into the present moment, into the body breathing, and smoothing out whatever tensions appear. Keep letting go of the busy mind, coming down into the body breathing, and let it rest. And for this meditation, I'd like to invite a practice of deliberately kindling friendliness, kindling metta. And using, playing with the words, and you can use your own words, but what I found helpful in recent times has been breathing in with the word love, and on the exhalation, breathing out peace. So on the inhalation, breathing in love and letting love wash through the whole of the interior, all of the cells of the body receive love. And on the exhalation, releasing and letting go of tension and bringing forward the experience of peace and letting peace flow out into the universe as we exhale. And if another word jumps out at you that feels more appropriate, then use that word. But what we're doing is just beginning to add a little kindling to the fire of the heart. Love on the inhalation, receiving love, and exhaling peace. Inhaling, receiving love. Exhaling, releasing peace. Breathing in, opening and filling, receiving love. And breathing out, softening and settling and releasing peace. And feel into whatever ease is present right now. And breathe with that experience of ease. May I, may you, may we and all beings feel as at ease as possible in this moment. Thank you all.